Hello, everybody, and welcome. We will be starting momentarily. Let me know in the chat. Can you hear me okay? Can you see me okay? Um, just so happy to welcome you into our virtual classroom. This is where we meet up each week. So anytime you're able to join us live, you'll join just like this. Thank you. Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Andy. Thank you, PJ. Franny, wonderful. You guys are already on fire. I should ask another question because as you can see, your involvement in the chat makes the world of difference, not just to Jack to let him know when to speed up or when to slow down, but for each other. We're all going to learn together, and your involvement is key. So let's do one more sample question just to, stretch out those fingers, make sure we don't injure anything. What's your favorite thing to put on a pizza? Type that in there, and I will do a couple quick announcements. Then we'll call our teacher on up to the stage. Hey, Gisela, Repton, so glad you could join us. Pepperoni, cheese, Charlotte, good answer. Anchovies, whoa. Every now and then, mozzarella cheese, thank you. So this is the name of the game. We all want to jump in. We're all going to make mistakes from time to time. Don't worry about that. You being involved helps this whole thing be fun, helps us all learn. And as you guys know, Jack is just fantastic. In response to your questions that you leave here, the beginning of a new class is one of my favorite times because while I recognize some of the names here, I don't recognize most of the names here. And now we've gone through this process enough times, we all become bridge friends in this really fun way. So to start this journey with you guys makes me so happy. All right, I think you all know, my name's Bajir. I'm a bridge learner like yourselves. I made LearnBridge Online so that we could learn from the best, like Jack Stockin. I or someone from the LearnBridge Online team will be here to help with tech support as well. So one thing not to leave in the chat, if you run into tech trouble, and technical issues can happen. If the audio starts cutting in and out, if the video isn't working, if maybe, I don't know, the whole page or screen that Jack's sharing, if you can't see it, I would like to show you what we request that you do instead of leaving it in the chat, where it can distract from the learning, where it will distract Jack and it will distract the other learners. So don't leave the tech trouble in the chat. Instead, this is what we'd like you to do. First, wait a second or two. Most things smooth out. We all know, with video online, depending on the connection or who knows, a satellite passing overhead or whatever mysterious things cause trouble from time to time. Sometimes it can just be a little glitch and it can smooth itself out. If it doesn't, I recommend refreshing the web page, and you can do that by clicking on that circular arrow you probably see at the top. If you don't see it or don't even know what I'm talking about in terms of refreshing the web page, just close the web page and you can enter again from the email that I send you. And each week you'll get one of those lesson reminders before your lesson on Wednesday. And if none of those things are working, then you can use the backup link, which is included on the class page. It'll be right underneath the button. The backup link is also in the lesson notifications, which I send you every Wednesday before the lesson. If troubles are still persisting, all of those things didn't work, then best thing to do is to reach out via one of the private channels. You can respond to any of the emails that we send you, including the lesson notifications. Or if you're on the website, as you are right now, most of you will see in the bottom left corner a little gold support widget. If you click on that, you'll reach me or a member of the team personally and privately. And through either email or the support widget, we'll be able to help you out without distracting from the learning. Worst case scenario, we record all of the lessons, and the lessons will be available for you and the whole class in the lesson library. Most of the lessons, with most of the classes, the higher level classes, The lessons remain there for at least 6 months, but at some point they'll be replaced by newer lessons. But for the introductory class, we leave them in there for all members of the class because especially as we're learning from the very beginning, we want to be able to go back and review some of the earliest lessons at any point. So you can always find the previous lessons in the lesson library. All right. Now, this is something I need your help for, whether it's me who's here helping out or someone else, or some days it might even be Jack on his own. The most important thing that we need to remember to do before we start the lesson is to start the recording, because we have a lot of people in the class who are unable to be here live. So I always give myself the verbal cue. I'm going to start the recording. That's so I remember. If you don't hear it, that's the one time you can leave in the chat. Hey, did you start the recording? All right, I'm going to start the recording right now. It fires up usually within 10 or 20 seconds. Hey, Jeremy, Helen, Andy C. Already I can tell what a friendly group. Franny with the black olives. I like black olives too. I always had to battle with my dad about black olives. Okay, here we go. The recording is active. Welcome to the class, or welcome back for lesson 3 to everyone joining us by replay. We're sad you couldn't join us live, but no worries. This lesson is there for you. You've by now found it in the lesson library. Be sure, one and all, check out the worksheet, which is included with all of the lessons. And if there are recommendations for where you can practice your play, as there will be with this lesson, check that out as well. We'll talk about that at the end of the lesson. Okay, I think we are good to go. All right, Jack, I call Jack's olives. Jack, you can pick them off and put them on my slice. Folks watching by replay are saying, what are they talking about? We're talking about pizza. Okay, here we go. Let's call our teacher on up to the stage. Now, one thing I do also ask of you guys is that wherever you're joining us from, join me in a warm virtual welcome. Let's make him pretend he can hear us. Come on, Jack. Here he is. Hey, Jack.
Morning.
Here we go. What fun. We got our crew.
It's nice to have a new crew on board, Bashir. And, this is lesson 3. We've done a couple of lessons. So welcome, everybody. Massive hello to all those watching in replay as well. Of course, you're a very big part of our class, and this could be the evening or the afternoon or the weekend. So, yeah, we're good to go, really, Bashir. And I know quite a few have been practicing mini bridge. We'll tell them at the end of the class a bit more about how to practice playing Declare a Play with 3 robots.
Fantastic. 2 quick things. Folks watching by replay, while you're watching this, if you have questions about this lesson, you can leave them for Jack on the class page. There'll be a button that says Bridge Question. Click on that and leave a question related to this lesson or any of the other lessons in the lesson library. We can all keep learning there. And as a few helpful folks pointed out, if you're outside of the UK, it does have a time change this upcoming weekend. So if you're outside of the UK, just double check. I don't know if Ireland and UK are synced up, but I know it does my head in. The US isn't. And so we do have members of the class joining from all over. So just double check the start time for next week's lesson, which will still begin at 9:30 a.m. UK time. Okay, I think that's it.
Thanks, Bashir. I think we're ready to get going with lesson 3 and learn some more bridge. How about that?
Let's get to it. All right, I'll be here to help if I can. Sing out my name. Otherwise, I'll be learning alongside everyone else.
Yeah, perfecto. See you on the other side. Thanks, Bashir. Let's just press a button or 2 to get us started. Yeah, so we've done 2 lessons. Now we're on to lesson 3, all about one no trump today and balanced hands. Let's get going. Okay, so balanced hands. High card points are very useful in bridge, aren't they? We've looked at that. Aces, kings, queens, jacks, but aces and kings mainly. But today we're looking at the shape of your hand. So your hand will either be balanced or unbalanced. The good news is for you is that there are only 3 types of balanced hand. Okay, and I do try and put in the odd caption as well to bring the slides to life. We'll be seeing a few of those as we learn over the coming weeks and months. And great to have you on board, actually. It's a really good thing to be doing at the beginning of winter, although it still feels a bit autumny at the moment over here in the UK. Okay, well, what is the definition of a balanced hand? Well, it's a hand with no void, i.e. none of a suit. Okay, and there's a void for you. No singleton. Yeah, that'd be an unbalanced hand. And you're only allowed one doubleton. So a doubleton, just to be clear, is 2 cards in a suit. A singleton would be 1 card in diamonds, let's say, the 4. A doubleton would be the 6 and the 4. So you're allowed to have 1 doubleton in your hand pattern. We're talking about the shape of the hand, the spades, the hearts, the diamonds, clubs. I mean, the most unbalanced hand of all would be if you were to be dealt 13 spades. That would never happen. The odds are too low against it. Okay, here's an example of a balanced hand. Sorry, what is a balanced hand? Well, this is an unbalanced hand. 5, 4, 3, 1. Singleton there, look. Yeah, that's an unbalanced hand. Can you tell me now, here's the first question of the day to get you going. Can you tell me any of the 3 shapes of hand which are balanced, do you think? Have a go. Go for all 3 if you like. So time for you to answer a question. Those in replay can have a bit longer to think about it. Talking about the pattern of the hand. Some of you might be a bit unsure what I'm talking about. Hopefully that'll become clear shortly. Oh, there we go. So David's had a go. 4, 3, 3, 3. That's the most balanced of all. Franny as well. And yeah, never mind if you put a wrong answer into the chat box. Wrong answers are equally as good as right answers. And actually learn more from wrong answers anyway. Oh, yes. I think Charlotte meant 5, 3, 3, 2. I think Repton meant 5, 3, 3, 2, a typo. Good. That's the one people sometimes forget. 5, 3, 3, and a 2. Well, Andy's gone for all 3. Well done, Andy. And 4, 4, 3, 2. Sounds like a football team, doesn't it? Formation. 4, 4, 3, 2. Good. Well, very good for having a go at those answers. Let's just have a look at the answer with the slide, shall we? Good. Well, there's the most balanced hand of all. 4, 3, 3, and a 3. So for those who are unsure what I'm talking about, an example is 4 hearts, 3 spades, 3 clubs, and 3 diamonds. Your hand could not be more balanced than that if you tried. All right? We're not talking about the high card points at all here, the aces and kings. That's irrelevant. No, just the shape. Hand 2. It's the most common pattern of all in bridge. 4, 4, 3, and a 2. So let's just go through it slowly. It's early days. And I assume no knowledge of bridge at all, by the way. As I said at the beginning of lesson 1, you know, we literally assume you haven't played cards before, never heard of bridge, etc. Some of you will have played in the distant past. So 4 spades, 4 hearts, 3 cards in clubs, and just the 2 in diamonds, known as a doubleton. And the one sometimes people forget, actually, is the final balanced hand. A 5, i.e. 5 clubs, 3 hearts, let's say, 3 diamonds, and a doubleton spade. Those are just examples. The 5, 3, 3, 2. Notice that none of those have a singleton, and they are allowed to have 1 doubleton, look, the 2. If you're unsure about it, it will become clear in due course. All other hands, surprisingly enough, are unbalanced, and there are lots and lots of them. There are just some examples. 5, 4, 2, 2. That's unbalanced because you've got 2 doubletons. 6, 3, 2, 2. 5, 4, 3, 1, etc., etc. Today we're dealing with balanced hands. When our hands are balanced together, me and you playing bridge together, it's less likely that we will play with a trump suit. So if we have 2 balanced hands together, most of the time we play without trumps. Yeah, I've just got one here for you. Yeah, remember that's the highest bid of all, isn't it? Above 1 spade. You can see that's a bit easier there. Look, 1 no trump. Yeah, in bridge we often play without trumps, known as no trumps. Probably about, I don't know, 30, 40% of the time, maybe 40% of the time, we play in no trumps. And they're just the highest card wins. So an opening bid of 1 no trump, there it is, shows. Now this is important. So this is probably the most important thing you'll learn in this third lesson. And as Bashir says, there is a very instructive worksheet you can download off his website in the class page after the class. Quite a good idea to print it out and keep it in a folder. Or if you want to save paper, you can keep a virtual folder on your desktop or your laptop. So the opening bit of one-no trump, this is important. So if I was to do this as the dealer, one-no trump, it shows a balanced hand, okay, one of those three balanced hands, and very specific on points, 12 to 14, okay? So 12, 13 or 14 points and a balanced hand. So an opening bit of one-no trump, everyone, it's very descriptive. You kind of said your hand in one go. That's why it's a really popular bit. Yeah, it's so descriptive that once you open one-no trump, we have an expression as bridge teachers that you go to the bar. It's a popular one. It used to be go to the kitchen, but that didn't quite have the same ring to it. So you go to the bar. Look, there are four jolly people with some very large drinks having a nice time at the bar. I'm not sure if they're bridge players or not, but they're having a jolly time. It means you don't bid again. Okay, so you pass. But if I open one no trump, for example, if I got another turn to bid, I'd never bid two no trumps or anything like that. Yeah, you would pass. You kind of said your hand. It's up to partner to take action or pass. Let's go over to our friends on BBO and play a practice hand. Right, everyone, so just so we know the format on BBO, I know some of you have been practicing on the mini bridge. The end of this lesson will tell you how to play Just Declare, it's called. So, can you all see East is the dealer? Sometimes you support your partner's bid, David, yeah? If David's got a question, would you not support your partner's bid? Sometimes, David, you know, one no trump, they can bid two no trumps or three no trumps, we'll look on to that. Sometimes they pass, sometimes they bid their suit. All sorts of different things could happen, David, once I've opened one no trump. But I don't bid again. That's the key thing. I'm in the bar. Here's my gin and tonic look. One I prepared earlier. Now, can you all see to the left there's a 1 of the screen with a D next to it. So East is the dealer. Next question for you, because it's very interactive. All of my online classes, I'm asking questions the whole time, mainly so you don't fall asleep. Would East open the bidding or would they pass? What are the, yeah, count their points. If you're watching in replay, hope you're still with me. Repton's passing. PJ's opening one no trump. Anna's passing. Leslie's passing. Morning, Leslie. Morning, Andy C. Morning, Stephen. Helen's passing. Hi, Julie. Hi, Charlotte. East we're looking at, by the way. Hang on. East has got 11 points, everyone. Let's just make this clear. So we're looking at the East hand. The hand with the King of Spades has 11 points. We all happy with that? 4, 3, 2, 1. Ace is 4. King is 3. Queen is 2 points. And a Jack as well. Only 11, so we rightly pass. Good, most of us passed. If you made a mistake, that's fine. You will learn from that mistake. South's turn to bid now. Add up their points. I'll do it for you. But hopefully you'll agree with me. It's 12 points. What does South bid? Do they pass or do they bid something? Well, it's interesting. Yeah, well done. With your newfound knowledge from just a few minutes ago, you'd bid one no trump. So if you're playing face-to-face bridge, you'd get the one no trump out of the bidding box and you place it face up on the table next to you in front of you. If you're playing face-to-face with 4 real people at a table. Virtually, of course, we just press a button. It's easier. So that's very interesting. 12 to 14 points and a balanced hand. So if I've got 12 points or more, I would then ask myself the question, is the hand balanced or unbalanced? If I've got 11 points or less, I wouldn't bother. I've got to save my brain cells because I'm going to pass automatically as dealer. But if you've got 12 or more points, next question to ask yourself is, can I open one no trump? So you need to be a balanced hand. And that's the most common balanced hand, 4, 4, 3, and a 2. 2 hearts. And it's got between 12 and 14 points. Let's get the hand of our chest. Happy days. West is allowed to bid, by the way. I mean, anyone's allowed to bid at any time, but really with only 7 points and a poor club suit, they pass. North. Well, here's a little question. We haven't really done this yet, but do you think North would bid on this hand or not? What have they got? 10 points? Quick question there. Good morning, Kate. Hi, Marie. Franny. Is that the Charlotte I know, by the way, from North Yorkshire? Just wondering. Well, I think the key to this hand is that North also has a balanced hand. 4 diamonds, 4 hearts, 3 spades and 2 clubs. I think we're just going to pass. Yeah. Even if we've been playing bridge 20 years, actually, we'll still pass on the North hand. But we'll come on to that later. A 2 no trump bid. I'm not going to describe a 2 no trump bid just yet, but that would show more points. But even a really experienced player would pass with the North hand. And East has nothing to offer with 11 points and only a 4-card spade suit. They're very wise. If East wanted to bid, they'd have to bid 2 spades. That would not be a good idea with any 4-card suit. There we go. Finito. Even had North bid something, South would have passed, staying in the bar. Right. Well, we have a contract now, don't we? How many tricks do we have to make? Let's just run that by you. It's still early days, and I know some of you will be moving at a slower or quicker pace than others. But how many tricks do we have to get? We've done the bidding. First half of the game's over. We have a declarer. That's South. It will always South online. It's quite easy for you. Will always be declarer. Will always be South online with me. Of course, when you start playing on BBSL, declarer could be East or West or North. Just so much easier to always have South in the same place. 7 tricks, good. Adding on the 6. And how do we get the game started? That's the next question. How do we get the game started? And which card should be led? Let's just have a quick look at that. So we've got declarer, there South. Online, so if you're watching in replay, that's it. It won't let me lead from the North hand or the East hand or the South hand. So the person to the left of declarer, because it is very early days, so I do want to run through everything with you. The person to the left of declarer in bridge always makes the opening lead. Lucy wanting to know why 1 no trump. Reason is, Lucy, it gets your hand off your chest in one go. That's a great thing to do in bridge. It's a very descriptive bid, that 1 no trump. And it's a balanced hand. We really want to play in no trumps here with 2 balanced hands together in bridge. And they lead, there it is, look, the 3 of clubs. Well done, Marie. Lowest card from longest suit. Right, so the game has now started. So in real life, when the opening lead was made, all the hands of 4 players would stay hidden. And that 3 of clubs is laid face up on the table. Now what would happen online and face-to-face bridge, I have to cater for both, is North would put down their cards in columns. So similar to this. On the table, if you're laying them out for real. There you go, they do that. Next to each other. Black, red, black, red. Just remind me what North is now known as. The person who's put their cards down, face up on the table. What are they known as? We've got declarer is South, they play the contract, they've got a responsible job. What is North now known as? It's a technical term. Rhymes with rummy. It's dummy. Good. Good. So now, in a real game, of course, online, I would only see the north and the south cards. The east-west cards, to me, online and in real bridge, would be hidden. Yeah, of course it would. It'd be a very easy game if all four hands were played face up. But online, of course, much easier when we're learning to see all four hands face up. But remember, east-west cards, the opponent's cards, would be hidden. They only get to see their own cards. But everyone gets to see the dummy. All three players. What does, let's get the game started. So I'm clicking for everyone here. Which one does East play now, do you think? East, King of Clubs, 4 or the 2? What do you think? Morning, Jeremy. Yes, it's, remember from the first 2 free lessons, it's third player play high. Well done. Good. Third player play high with the king. They've just won a trick. You can see it's been entered into the scoreboard along like that. Because that's the opposition's ones. We've actually lost one, you see. So for declarers lost one, the opponents get one like that. Right. What card do you think East plays next, having won the King of Clubs? Well, you're allowed to play any of these cards. I could play any of these 12 cards. But it's well done, chat box. You're doing well already. So I can see all the answers in the chat box, of course, down the right-hand side of my screen here. That's how I'm communicating with you. Yes, return a club. Well, normally in no trumps, it's good news to return partner's suit. Yeah. Well, because that's the suit they're long and strong in, Julie. Good question from Julie. She's saying why. There'll be quite a few, I think, questions over the coming weeks saying why. Quite a few of the questions I won't answer, by the way, because it might be too complex at this stage. But I'll answer that one, Julie. It's because partner's long in that suit. That's how the opposition are hoping to develop tricks. You'll see in a minute what happens. I discard. You see, Julie, a good thing has happened. A lot of no trump players like lose to win. It's something will gradually improve over the weeks and months, lose to win in no trumps. But even though West lost that trick to the Queen of Clubs, if West gets back in, the 9 of Clubs and the 8 of Clubs are both winners. All right. Right, so it's my turn to play. It's like mine. How selfish of me. Our turn to play. It's a joint effort as declarer. Which suit do you think we should play now? We've just won the Queen of Clubs. We've got 1 trick. Got 6 more to get. Hard contract, 1 no trump, by the way. Which suit should we play? Should we play spades from here? Ace, Queen, 10, 7? Or the 3 or the 2 of hearts? Or should we play a diamond? Queen, Jack, 9, 4. What do you reckon? Have a go. If you're watching in replay, what do you think? In replay, of course, you can press the pause button. Where are we going to get these? How many extra tricks have we got to get? We've made 1. We've got to find 6 extra tricks. Well, those 2 aces are certainly going to be 2 of them, that's for sure. But that still leaves us with 4 tricks to get. Well, have you looked at the diamond suit? It's very good. Only high card we're missing is a diamond, ace. So very well done. Most of the chat box said a diamond. Let's play a diamond. You could play a queen or a small one. Doesn't matter. Third player play high. 4th player wins the trick. Okay. What we've done here really is a lose to win. Yeah. It's what Jeremy Clarkson couldn't understand when he tried to learn bridge a few years ago. Lose to win. He got a bit impatient with his teacher, I think. Lose to win. Right. Now, well, as a defender, you normally play to dummy's weakest suit. Okay. So, what do you think East should switch to now? Having won the ace of diamonds, East play a spade. This is the hand with the king of spades I'm talking about, East. Should they play a heart or a diamond? And it is very early days, of course. What we do a lot of is consolidate what we've learned over the coming weeks and months. Yeah, a spade looks good. Second player play low. Third player play high. And we win with the jack of spades. That's another trick in our bank. We're up to 2. What do we do next, do you think? We're in, and you must play from the hand where the trick was won. So the trick was won by the jack of spades. So noted by the gold bar, everyone. It won't let me play from any other hand. We must play from north, the dummy. Well, I think we could do a number of things. I think we should enjoy the fruits of our labor, which are the diamonds. Because the ace and the king have gone. These ones are all winners. Discard. Yeah, what we call length winners, everyone. Isn't this great, isn't it? So effectively what we did with a diamond suit is we lost 1 to the ace of diamonds to gain 3. To lose to win. It's, as beginners, many of you will be complete beginners. It's quite a difficult strategy to get in the very beginning because your natural reaction, I'm sure I was the same when I was a beginner many years ago, was to take aces and want to do that. But no, actually it's the opposite. It will become clear within time. Right, so we're up to 5 on our tally now. 2 more needed. Well, we're definitely going to make this contract now because we've got the ace of hearts and the ace of spades. But which one do you think we should play as south? Declare it. Ace, queen, or 10 of spades? Well, it's easy when you can see all 4 hands, isn't it? It's easy when you can see that East has the king. But I've actually remembered, because I've played bridge quite a lot in the past, that West's highest card was the 8 of spades. So we can put in the queen here to make an extra trick. Well done. Known as a finesse, that, by the way. It's not a term we're going to discuss at the moment, but what we've done is known as a finesse in bridge. Now we play a heart. And again, we've got a bit of a choice here. We could just run for home, someone running, and take the ace of hearts. But do you think we should play the ace or the queen? Because extra tricks are counted in the scoring when we learn to score in the next week or 2. And it is easy, of course, for you because the cards are laid, they all face up. In reality, East and West cards will be hidden, but I think we can definitely risk the queen of hearts here. Good, so that's a trick to us. We can take the ace of hearts. Felling the king. 8 of hearts is a winner. And a winning ace of spades. Well done, everyone. It was a joint effort. Don't worry about the score at the moment. That comes later. But we have made 10 tricks. Well played you as well, PJ. It wasn't just me. I was taking your advice as a group. So we made 10 tricks there, which would 3 more than what we contracted to make. So that would be reflected in the score. Things went very well for us. But I think even at this early stage, you can see that getting out that ace of diamonds was lucrative. Yeah, but it's not really until you have the cards in your own hand or playing online that you really get to grips with it yourself. Right, let's go back to the classroom for us to see what's going on there. What would you open with this hand? You got 13 points. Must open the bidding with 12 or more. Remember that key number 12 to start the bidding. 11 or less you pass. 12 points you must start the bidding somehow. What do we open with that? We've got 13 points. David, actually, even if we were expert bridge players, the contract would still be 1 no trump, but the cards lay very kindly for us. Yeah. On many occasions, we wouldn't have made 10 tricks. We'd have only made 7. Well done, everyone. It seems to be a popular choice, one no trump. It's a balanced hand, 4, 4, 3, 2. And just one note, I think, here. Well, we'll talk about it. Yeah, there's the answer, one no trump. And you got the point range, 12 to 14. If we had 15 points, we'd have to open one of a suit. But one no trump is very specific, 12 to 14, good. And the other thing, just to note as well, you don't need to have cards, high cards in spades or diamonds. Some of you might be thinking, oh, we've got no honor cards in spades or diamonds. That's completely irrelevant. Never worry about that. Just the shape of your hand. Okay? You don't need to have high cards in spades and diamonds here. Just thought I'd mention that. This hand's got 15 points. What would you open with that? Must open something with 12 plus. Yes, I'm going to be here every week now for whenever, 9:30 Wednesday mornings, UK time. Even when I go on holidays, I'll take the laptop with me. I'm a digital nomad, apparently. I spend most of my time here in Harrogate. One spade, yes, well done. You didn't fall into my trap. As you falling into a trap, no. I don't think anyone fell into it. Not that we like to name and shame ever. But yes, it's a balanced hand, but it has 15 points. So we open one spade instead there. And that always promises 4 cards or more playing bridge. So really a one spade opener is very open. It just says, partner, I've got 12 or more points, and I've got at least 4 cards in spades. Very open bid. But you can't bid one no trump because you're out of the point range of 12 to 14. Interesting. Here's another hand with 12 points. 5, 4, 2, 2. What do you open with that? Andy, David, and Repton are all on one diamond. Yes, remember the expression, we touched on it in previous lessons, length before strength. Should we have a look at the right arm? But it is an unbalanced hand. It's got 2 doubletons. So, I mean, you'd be allowed to open one no trump, but it'd just be the wrong bid and your partner would be a bit disappointed. Although hopefully they wouldn't say it. Good, 1 diamond. Good. Even though the spades are better, you're trying to convey the length of your diamonds. Because that's what you're trying to do with the bidding. You know, trying to tell your partner what's in your hand and find the best trump suit. Caution. Once the opponents have opened the bidding positively, let's say 1 club or 1 heart, then you cannot bid one no trump, as it only shows 12 to 14 points when it's the first bid. Okay, so what we're talking about then is if the opponent, someone else bids 1 club as an opener, you mustn't bid one no trump. You'd be allowed to do it, but it doesn't show 12 to 14 points anymore. It's only one no trump if it's either the first bid or you've had a pass or 2 beforehand. Okay, so once the opponents have opened with something different, the one no trump shows a different point count, which I'm not going to tell you about now. Well, David, only as you asked, I will tell you, but I don't want to, I don't want to over egg the pudding. Let's show a hand with 15 or more points, but I don't want to go into that. But you asked, I'll tell you. Good, so that's important. One no trump is only 12 to 14 if it's the first positive bid. So here we go. East has opened 1 club. Over to you as South. What do you bid with that hand with 13 points? Yes, there's always many unanswered questions in early lessons of the beginner's course. I answer some of them, but not all of them, because I don't want to confuse. That's the only thing I don't really want to do at this stage. I mean, it's confusing enough learning bridge in the first, month or 2, because it's a tricky game. But a lot of fun. Yes, so We can bid here. We only need 6 points to bid now, remember, once the bidding's been open positively, but we mustn't bid one no trump. No, that would have been a mistake. So we just bid one heart. Okie dokie. Let's go back onto hand 2 on BBO, one I prepared earlier. Right, North is the dealer now. I hope you're counting 12 points. What do they open? They must open something with 12 points or more. Is it a balanced hand? That'd be the next question I'd be asking myself. I wouldn't bother if I've got 11 points or less. I'm just passing. But if I've got 12 or more, and I'm thinking about opening the bidding, then I'm going to think about whether it's balanced, which it is. And it's 12 to 14. So it's one no trump. East could bid, in theory. You know, they'd have to bid 2 clubs or 2 hearts, but with just a 4-card suit, it'd be wise for them to pass, rather than coming in at the 2 level with only a 4-card suit would be dangerous. Does South bid anything, do you think? Opposite the one no trump, they've got 9 points. Does South bid or do they pass? What do you think? Quite important, because one no trump is the highest ranked bid. Anyone wanting to bid now would have to come in at the 2 level. All right. Online, it won't let me bid at the 1 level. It'll only let me bid at the 2 level, won't it? Well, yes, definitely 2 spades here, everyone. Yeah, got such a good spade suit. You really want to have spades as trumps. Also, you know that North is a balanced hand. They're going to have at least 2 spades because they're balanced. Might even have 3 or 4 cards in spades. West passes. Back to North. The opener. Do they bid anything now or not? Does North bid again or do they pass? And I might just give you a clue. That's the clue. They are in the bar, Helen. It's a really useful expression, that, because some beginners want to bid again. They want to bid 2 no trumps or 3 spades. It's not a good idea at all. So they're in the bar, automatic pass. And certainly the beginners rather like that expression. They're in the bar. Good. So they just bring out the pass card. They still have to pass, but they just don't bid. Right. We have 3 passes, so the bidding is finished. I can't bid again even if I wanted to, as South. No. Auction is closed. Finito. And the default lead at the moment, as most of you remember, is from the person to the left of declarer. There we go. Leading their lowest card from the longest suit. Dummy would now go down on the table. And you'll notice that trumps are on dummy's right. Spades. There's the contract. Look to the left. 2 spades by South. How many tricks do we have to make? Just can we answer that question? Just to keep us going. Some of you. How many tricks have we got to make? Spades or trumps? Yeah, always adding on 6. It used to be known as the book back in the day. But 6 is the number. So we've got to try and make 8 tricks out of 13. And trumps gone dummies right. So in online bridge, trumps will always be in the top left of our screen. There we go. Right. Second player plays low. Third player plays high. Most of the time. I mean, there are exceptions. A diamond comes back. Good to return partner suit. I would do it most of the time. Keeps them in a good mood. Third player play high. 2 tricks to the opposition, and a third round of diamonds. Right, over to us, because it's a joint effort. Which card do we play now from the south hand? We're in 2 spades. Oh, slightly blurred then. I'm not blurred anymore. Well, we don't have to trump, but it'd be a very good idea to. You know, we could play a club or a heart, but very good idea to trump it. So that trick now becomes ours. Okay, so we're back in play, all of us. Which card do we play now, do you think? Which suit do we play now? Spades, hearts, or clubs? It's our turn to play a south. Always denoted by the gold bar. Yes, most of the time we should draw trumps. And as a beginner, it's a good idea to get into the habit of drawing trumps first. There are times when we don't draw trumps. We'll look at those later on. But for the most time, draw the trumps. So let's start with the 5 of spades. Good? Good. Now, I'm going to count trumps for you because it's early days. But basically, South had 6 spades. North dummy had 3. So that's 9 spades. The opponents have got 4. I'm going to keep a little count of those 4. Third player play high. Good, so 2 trumps have gone. If my maths is right, 4 minus 2 is 2. So I say in my job, you don't have to be a rocket scientist. I just often say, all I really have to be able to do is count to 13. A number of cards in a bridge hand. And are we going to be lucky? Yes, we are. Trumps are drawn. It's always a slight relief when trumps are drawn because it means you can play out winning cards in other suits knowing they're not going to be trumped. Yeah, we've all been guilty of leaving a trump out there and forgetting about it, especially when we start to play. But the trumps have gone, which is good. Now I think we should play a heart. Second player play low. Third player play high. Good. Well, could just play the queen of hearts here. Lead is on dummy. That'll get beaten by the ace. What I might do instead is come back to hand with a trump. And play another heart towards the queen. And as luck has it, the ace goes up. They have no choice. And they switch to a club. They know that diamonds, declarer has no diamonds left because we trumped it earlier on. So they play a club. Second player play low. Third player play high. Queen of clubs comes back. Let's say we win with the ace. And our queen of hearts from dummy is a winner. Seven of spades is a trump. And the ace of spades. So our trick tally, everyone, is when the dust settles, 9 to us, 4 to the opposition. So well done us, joint effort, drawing the trumps, and then playing on hearts to give us 9 tricks. So we made our contract plus 1 extra. Don't worry about the score just yet, of course. It should really say plus 140 there. It's north-south. Don't worry about it there. So we made 1 extra, but you see the strategy there? Drawing out the trumps, they divided 2 and 2. Trying to remember to count them as you play online over the coming weeks. That's going to be your challenge. Leslie's got a question. Julie says, why did you play on hearts? Good question, Julie. Mainly because hearts were the strongest suit outside of trumps, with the king and the queen and the 10. And actually, Julie, we made 2 tricks from the hearts. We made both the king and the queen. So, yeah, the ace of clubs is never going to run away. There's no rush to play the ace of clubs too early. It's not going to run away. Leslie, another good question. Is it obligatory to play second card low? and third player play high. Not at all, Leslie. No, we can play entirely our choice. It's just a general guideline at the moment. I say at the moment, most of the time it's the right thing to do. But there are the odd exceptions. But no, you can play you can do anything you like. But it's a guideline to help you play better bridge and get you in the right frame of mind, the right habit, should I say, early on. Because most of the time it's the right thing to do. Let's go back to the classroom. I've opened one no trump, 12 to 14. Just gone to the bar. Over to your south. Do you bid anything with that, do you think? Or not? And yes, you'll get plenty of backup facilities with LearnBridge Online. You've got the worksheet, which is 2 pages long. You've also got the posting page where you can ask the odd bidding question. Yeah, not too many, but the odd bidding question is fine. I'll answer it, and then everyone can see it. That's on the posting page. Any technical questions about tech must go to Bashir at hello@learnbridgeonline.com. Yes, I know, with an unbalanced hand and a 6-card suit, I think we should bid 2 diamonds. Should we have a look? Yeah, we know that Nor's got at least 2 diamonds, maybe 3 or 4. So it's safer to play in diamonds here. Have diamonds as trumps. Good, so 2 diamonds there. And North will pass, they're in the bar. Okay, and let's just follow on from that. 1 no trump, South has bid 2 diamonds. Anything from North? What have they got, 13 points? And the other main facility you've got, of course, is being able to practice on Bridge-Based Online, BBA. I'll just show you, tell you about that a bit at the end of the lesson. Do stick around just for a few minutes at the end there, because it's quite important what we have to tell you about practicing. Yes, there's the clue, David. I'm in the bar. It's tempting to bid again, isn't it? It's tempting to bid 3 diamonds, but it's a really bad habit to get into. That's it, Gisela, Julie, Franny. Yeah. It's just a really good habit to get into, not bidding again. 2 diamonds becomes the final contract. That's an important word. 8 tricks. 2 diamonds plus 6. South is declarer. They get to play both hands. Person to the left of declarer makes the opening lead. That's West. And then North puts down their cards for everyone to see. And they are known as the dummies. So when you're playing a proper hand of bridge, only the dummies cards are played face up. The other 3 players' cards are hidden. We have got time to play hand 3. Let's do it. One I prepared earlier. It's an amazing facility, online bridge teaching. Before lockdown, I could only teach to a handful of people in North Yorkshire. And now look, you're everywhere. Now, does West open the bidding? West is the opener. Look, the D for dealer. West is the opener. 7, 10, 12 points. What do they open, do you think? Must open with 12 points. That's an important number. 12. Yes, and one of longest suit, 1 heart. All that says to partners, that's my longest suit, and I've got 12 points or more. We're having a conversation, really, if you like, between me and my partner. Definitely not 1 no trump, because we've got a singleton diamond, haven't we? Well done. Oh, North's turn to bid now. They've got 13 points. What do they bid, if anything, do you think? One or 2 of you have fallen into my trap. There you are, falling in, look. Luckily, I've given you a rope ladder, and you can climb out again. But you did fall into the trap. No, 1 no trump here would be wrong. Because remember, it's only 12 to 14 if it's the opening bid. West has already made a bid in front of us. So we bid 1 spade instead. A one no trump bid there shows more points. I don't really want to go into it just now, but it's only 12 to 14 if it had gone like past one no trump. But now they've opened the bidding positively. One no trump there shows different point range, which I'm not going to discuss now because it will confuse. East passes. Over to south. Do they bid, do you think? What have they got? 11 points, 6 diamonds. Remember, once West has opened positively with one of a suit, say one heart, the other 3 players can have as low as 6 points, depending on length of suit, really, and experience level. Yes, Charlotte, David, Andy, definitely have 2 diamond bids. Look at that lovely diamonds. We don't really like spades very much. West has done their bit, so passes. North is okay in diamonds. They've got 3 of them. Partner clearly didn't really like spades, so they pass. And East's 4 points hasn't got any better, so they pass too. Good. So there's the final contract. We have an opening lead. Lowest card from longest suit at the moment. Yeah, we can improve on that later on in coming weeks and months, but just at the moment, that's a good default thing to do. We're in 2 diamonds. We've got to make 8 tricks. I'm not going to keep asking you that, but we need to make 8. And of course, the opening lead comes to the left of declarer. So second hand play low. Oh, good bit of etiquette. You can do this online as well. Thank you, partner. Yeah, and they will say good luck, partner. Third player play high, and we win with the queen. Okay, of hearts. So we've won our first trick. What card specifically do you think South plays now? Try not to look at the East-West ones too much, but if you were just looking at North and South, what would our strategy be as declarer South? Playing 2 diamonds. So diamonds are trumps. And we should draw trumps. There's no reason not to here. But which diamond do we start with? Do we start with the 7 or do we start with a king? And remember, I'm not looking at the East-West cards. I'm being a good boy. I'm pretending I can't see them. So if you can see the cards, you play something different. But I'm pretending I can't see East-West. So I'm going to start with a king, PJ, yes. So I don't want to lose a cheap trick. All right? The reason I'm starting with the king is I want to flush out the ace. So they have to play it. Well, I'm just going to count the trumps as well. Remember, we started with 6 and dummy had 3. So North-South have got 9 trumps between them. So I'm counting them. You don't need to at this stage. I'll make life easy for you. They've got 4. Right, 2 have now gone. There's 2 trumps left lurking out there. Let's say West continues with a heart. Probably better start. Oh, hang on. Better to play the king there, I think. Yeah, don't want to lose a cheap trick. Which one do we play from dummy though? Are we second player play low with the 9? Or would it be more prudent to play the ace of hearts here? What do you think? You're watching in replay. How are you getting on today? All about balanced hands today. And very important, that one no trump opener comes up quite a lot. Yeah, it's not always second player play low. That definitely changes as we go through the hand. You need to win it with the ace. Otherwise, you'd lose a trick unnecessarily. Very good. Now we go back to trumps. Okay, so I've reached a bit of a dilemma here. Remember, I'm not looking at the East-West cards. All right, I'm just playing as I would at the table. Do you think I would play at the table? Would I play the queen of diamonds or another one? What do you think at the table? So regardless of what I can see here, there's 2 trumps left. So the choice is either to play the queen of diamonds or one of the others. 10, 9, 8, 7. Well, actually, there's 2 trumps left. I would honestly play the queen. I'm an honest person. course, here, if I can know that East is the Jack of Diamonds, I'd play the 10, 9, 8, 7. But in honesty, I would play the Queen of Diamonds, hoping that the two trumps are divided 1 and 1 now. But they're not. Okay. Should I draw out that last? Do you think I should draw out that last trump? I know it's the Jack of Diamonds, but should we play trumps now? Or should I leave it? Bit of a dilemma. Do you think we should do something else? Is there any point drawing out the Jack of Diamonds, which is going to win anyway? That's the question I'm asking. Leave it. Yes, good. It's called the rule of one, actually. We'll come to it at a later stage. But if there's one trump left and it's higher than yours, leave it out. Yeah. Let's play on some spades, shall we? Good idea. Ace of spades. King of spades. These are our winners. Let's now play. It's not really going to help us using these trumps, so I'm going to play a club here. To the ace. Lose a club. Not always second player play low, of course. Second player must play the king of clubs here. Otherwise, the queen of clubs wins. West, let's say, continues with the jack of hearts, which we trump. Yeah, don't have to trump. It's a really good idea to trump. What do we do next, do you think? We're back in play as south. We're definitely going to make this contract. That's good news. We can kind of take our foot off the gas. No, we're in south as declarer. Which one do we play? 10 of diamonds or the 3 of clubs? Looking at the dummy. Yes, let's play the 3 of clubs. Seems like a good move. And from the dummy, everyone. From the dummy. Well, we don't have to trump it, but it seems like a really good idea to do so. Yeah. Because at the moment, we're losing the trick to the jack of clubs. If we trump it, let's just pause for a minute, that trick becomes ours. Yeah, we've made use of the void in clubs on the dummy. East has to follow suit. Golden rule in bridge for beginners is you have to follow suit. Online, it'd be impossible not to. You have to follow suit where you can. Good. So we play a spade, which we can trump. Have to play a diamond now to their jack, but that's okay. We can trump with the 9 of diamonds. So you've seen how important having lots of trumps are in these 2 hands. Both of these hands, we had 9 trumps between us. That's a lot. Normally 8 is sufficient. So 2 diamonds, we're contracted to make 8 tricks. And we made 2 extras, which will be reflected in the score. Leslie, thank you. I mean, that is a compliment that I make it look easy. I tell you, at the table, it's not as easy. And especially if you're playing the hands yourself, it's much harder, of course. But really, practice, and practice is the key. David, could East play Jack of Diamonds earlier? That would have been really good defense, David, but they never got in. East never got in to play the Jack of Diamonds. But had East got in, it would have been really good play for them to play the Jack of Diamonds. So good point by David. Drawing, basically, East would have done a 2 for 1. Let's just go back to the classroom. We've done our 3 hands on BBO. Well, let's just tell you about the practice. We've effectively reached the end of the class. It's important to practice playing your bridge. If you can, you don't always have time to do so. And it's not essential, but it is preferred. So after this lesson, use the Play Bridge button on the class page to practice playing on Bridge Base Online. Just press Play Bridge. and I don't think you even need to set up an account just yet or a password. You will play on the just declare option where the bidding is done for you. But you practice declare a play against 3 robots. Okay, just declare. So we're not going to get you doing any bidding. Hi, Bashir.
Hey there, Jack. Just thank you for the fun lesson. Just thought I would share the class page just to show people where that play bridge button is.
Oh, great idea.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's see. We'll stop your share screen.
Yeah.
Let me load it up.
It's just whilst you're loading up. Yeah, we're moving them away from mini bridge now. Mini bridge was, well, you can still play mini bridge for as long as you like, but it's going to be more fun to have all 4 players with 3 robots.
Absolutely. All right.
Yeah.
So just real fast, through the emails that you receive, you'll arrive at the members page, which you can always access if you're logged into your account in the top right corner. From here, you guys entered the virtual classroom here. The recordings of all the lessons will be in the lesson library here. If you have a bridge question for Jack, or I suppose pizza toppings, click on that. It's the bottom of the page, and you'll see some folks are already leaving some questions there. And then lastly, if you click here, play bridge, and it will open up in a new tab. So I think, let me just copy it into the tab I'm sharing. It will bring you, ooh,
someone's fishing.
1 second. I didn't copy that right. There we go. It will bring you to this page, which is just declare on bridgebase.com or BBO. But again, you can use the button, which is there for you on the class page, which will take you there. You click play. And Jack, what do you want to tell them just about, there will be some things which they find confusing. What should they pay attention to?
Yeah, well, basically, the bidding's all done for them. So the bidding just flashes past in a second. So let's not worry about that just yet. We'll get them, bidding in a week or two's time, maybe. But so the contract here, Bashir, they're predetermined. It's 4 hearts by South. So really, it's relatively simple. They just have to make 10 tricks.
And depending on the hand that is loaded up for you, you will see different contracts, different trump suits or no trumps, which are displayed as NT, I believe. Doesn't that sound? I think so.
Yeah. So yes, they could be playing in 1 NT or 3 NT, which is no trumps. They could be playing in 2 hearts. They could be playing sometimes in 6 spades. They might have to make 12 tricks out of 13. But certainly the only thing I would say is don't be despondent if you go 1 or 2 down. This is very early days. We're just practicing our card play skills.
And no pressure at all. It's private. No one can see the mistakes that you make. No need to register over at bridgebase.com. Eventually, once we start arranging, for classmates to meet up to play together, we'll step you through that then. But for right now, you can just go there to practice. So, Jack, I suppose this is our homework for next week.
Yeah, so next week, Bashir, let me just have a quick look at it. Same time, same place. We're going to take a step back from the bidding, and we're going to do about winning tricks just winning tricks in declare a play, really.
Fun. Well, I will look forward to that. I will be here next week as well. Looking forward to getting to know this fantastic class more.
Yeah, just before you go, can I just share one slide with them, which I haven't done yet?
Absolutely, of course.
There we go. Just the next one, I think. I'll do it. Yeah. Just a little warning to them, because I've had 1 or 2 emails already. If you do play on other areas of BBO, Bridge Based Online, make sure you play where it says ACL, because I know some people have already investigated other areas, which is fine. If they've played a bit before, just want to challenge themselves. But do make sure it's ACL, because otherwise they'll play the American system, which is ever so slightly different, and will cause confusion. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, and especially in these early days, bridge base in general can feel intimidating. It's the most popular bridge playing website in the world. If you dive in too deep, you'll be swimming with the sharks a little bit too quick. So trust Jack; he'll ease you into the water at a good pace.
Yes, we don't want them swimming with sharks, because sharks can bite. So I would definitely say don't play real bridge with other people as a beginner. No, because some of them are nice, but some of them get impatient. And of course, as beginners, Bashir, you play at probably half the speed of an improver or an intermediate because you're new to the game. So 3
As
robots
you should.
is great because the robots don't answer back. Yeah.
Andy asked a good question. The worksheet is for each lesson. If you go into the lesson library, the worksheet for that lesson is there in the lesson library. So go take a look there. You'll see today's lesson as soon as we stop the recording. This will be added there. Usually it's added within a half an hour or so, but you should be able to access the worksheet already.
Just like to say thank you to Stephen and Caroline. They've got to go. But yes, I mean, I'd just reiterate, even though we've only done 3 lessons, I'd say if the students watching in replay or live find this all a bit confusing, it's entirely normal.
Right.
Isn't it? I mean, it's very early days. Why are we drawing trumps? Why are we doing this? Why are we bidding 1 no trump? Why? These, as they start to play and practice, and we go through more lessons, the fog does start to lift, doesn't it?
And one thing that you do so well, Jack, it's not like you'll tell us something one time. Some of the folks here might be able to internalize it the first time, but I know a lot of us learners, we need to keep revisiting these core principles, these core aspects of the game, and you keep guiding us back to it. So we will get the chance to practice all.
As you know, here full well, I do teach. Some people might think I teach quickly, but compared to most bridge teachers, I do teach slowly, 1 step at a time. We're building the blocks up, 1 slow step at a time. The first few lessons can be a bit intimidating, just we've got all these new terms and 12 points to do this and 6 to do that. But obviously we do consolidate and take it at a relatively slow pace after this. So what I'm trying to say is they do learn a lot in this first 2 or 3 lessons. It's normal to be confused. The fog does lift. And of course, practice is the key. I think really if they can practice as well, just getting confidence, it's all about kind of, getting a feel for the cards.
Well, Jack, you have another lesson coming up in just 20 minutes, so we better let you go. Just one last thank you and request to folks in this class, live or by replay. If you have friends who you think might be interested in joining you on this journey, we would be so grateful. It would not be hard at all to catch up with the class still at this point. So keep getting the word out. We're going to leave this free 2-week trial open a little bit longer. So anyone you know who might be interested, we'd be so grateful if you invited them to join us. We would love to welcome them. And if any of your friends do join, please do let us know so that I can give them a special welcome.
Yes, no, good thought, actually. There's 2 free lessons on YouTube. They stay there, so that's great, Virginia. Well, thank you, everyone. Marie, Leslie, Repton, I've enjoyed your company. Kate, Andy, we'll see you in a virtual way next week. Have a great week, everyone. Thanks, Gisela. Really enjoyed, but I really love teaching beginners. It's just so great to introduce new people into this fabulous game of bridge, Virginia, isn't it?
Well, we're lucky to have you as our teacher, Jack. Thank you.
I better put the kettle on.
All right, very good. We'll see everyone same time, same place next week. Double check if you're outside of the UK. Double check that start time because of the daylight savings.
Check the watches. Yeah. See you later.